Thanks, Chair. The first thing I want to do is just to pay tribute to all of the relatives, the survivors. Your struggle, your determination, your resilience is incredibly inspiring. Against the backdrop of experiencing such horrific tragedy, trauma, and then faced with a state determined to cover up what happened, determined to block the struggle for the truth, and in the face of you and your loved ones being slandered, being lied about, just keeping going. Obstacle after obstacle, no justice here, no justice there, one door after another closed to you, and just keeping going. It is really, really remarkable. It is inspiring. And exactly as Richard said, it's only because of you, it's only because of your struggle that we are here today, that we have an acknowledgement of the truth that you've been fighting to have exposed. And it's obviously completely right and proper and appropriate that we have this state apology today. But it is worth asking the question how this happened, how you were forced to fight for the truth for 43 years. And it wasn't an accident. The state didn't just fail you by not listening enough, by not moving quickly enough, by the normal wheels of justice not operating because something happened. It is worse than that. The state engaged in a cover-up to deny the truth, to protect the powerful, to protect those responsible, and to blame the victims. That's what happened. And at the root of it, exactly as been said, is greed. You know, the essence of this horrific tragedy is the greed of people who wanted to make as much money as they possibly could without regard to the fire regulations and without regard to people's lives. Therefore, they block or lock the exits to stop people getting in without paying. They don't pay for fire safety training for the staff, and they use the infamous carpet tiles on the walls because they're cheaper, regardless of the fact that the fire is going to spread quicker as a result. It's about money. But then people who do that are rich and politically connected, whereas those who are victims are overwhelmingly working class young people. And then the machinery of the state moves into action, not to do what it's meant to do, which is to deliver justice to people, but to protect injustice and to spread a lie about you and your relatives. That's what the Keane report is about. There's no other way that it makes sense that he can write that the evidence of a motive for a deliberate act of arson on the premises remains tenuous, and go on in that terms, and yet also find that the more probable cause was arson. This was part of a cover-up, part of a slander, part of a lie against yourselves. The obscenity that resulted from that, in that those who profited originally from the tragedy, again profiting from that ridiculous finding which had no basis in fact, being able to profit again to the tune of £580,000. Absolutely obscene. And that, as has been mentioned, those who tried to tell the truth were silenced. Incredible. And if you look at the words in the song that Christy Moore was singing, he's just saying, we don't know how the fire started. And they said that that was contempt of court, because they wanted to tell the lie that it was started by working class young people, could be any one of the victims, could be any one of the survivors. And incredibly found in contempt of court for simply saying that. Just to finish, we have to acknowledge, we now have acknowledgement that there was unlawful killing. But those who did the unlawful killing must be brought to justice. That's the next step.
Deputy McQuarrie.